Okay, Nicolette, April, you ready? Okay, Nicolette, go ahead.
The Long-Term Care Administrators Board meeting is convening at 9:03 a.m. on September 22nd, 2020. I will now call roll. Amy Brown. Yay. Here. Christine Prather. Here. Maggie Hilty. Here. Mary Rita Hurley. Here. Malia Ladd. Here. Jane Jensen.
Here.
Catherine Kalanick. Here. Mary Amick. Here. Members, during the course of the meeting, please wait to speak until recognized by the chair. Once you've been recognized, please state your last name. Audience members are asked to sign in, on the attendance roster or by phone. Public interested party feedback may be heard during the public interested party feedback period as indicated on the agenda. Everyone is asked to use appropriate language, manners, and protocols when conducting board business. This meeting is now called to order. As far as our, Sylvie, do you want me just to go into the items for board action? We've got the approval of the agenda. It's the very first item.
Yes. Maria, did you guys by chance get your little cheat sheet about motions? Did you send that?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
yes.
Okay. Normally we have them sitting on the table and everybody, you guys don't have meetings often enough to remember all the protocol, but so somebody needs to make a motion to approve the agenda and then a second, and then Nicolette will have to do the roll call for each individual thing.
This is Mary Rita. Go ahead. I move to adopt the agenda.
Mary Rita.
This is Amy Brown, and I second the motion.
The motion's been made. I will call the roll. Amy Brown. Here.
Yay or nay?
Oh, yay.
Excuse me.
Christine Prather. Yay. Maggie Hilty. Yay. Mary Rita Hurley.
Yay.
Malia Ladd.
Yay.
Jane Jensen. Catherine Kalanick. Yay. Mary Amick. Yay. And then I'm yay as well. So I believe we're good to go with the approval of the agenda. The next thing on our agenda is the approval of the 2021 meeting dates. Our current planned 2021 meeting dates are 9 a.m. on March 9th and 9 a.m. on September 7th. I need a motion to approve those.
Can I ask a question? This is Mary Rita.
So Mary, you're kind of going in and out, so it's hard to hear you, but I know that you just said you had a question, so go ahead.
Oh, yeah, can you hear me now?
A little better, yes.
Okay. I wanted to know if there is any reason, I guess, for us to meet more often, so that we're not sending 18 documents in one fell swoop.
So this is Sylvie. We can always do that, yes. As you recall, at our last meeting that we actually had, which was back in March, I think we canceled one in between because of everything going on and had to work through a few logistics things in order to be able to have board meetings. But at that March meeting, we talked quite a bit about trying to get through some old cases and also to talk about kind of what you guys do and don't want to see. So we will get into a lot more detail of that in item number 5. So I think what we will do is have, because that will go between now and March, but if we need to have a meeting prior to March to deal with a case, then we will reach out to you guys individually and kind of find out if you guys have time and when to do a board meeting that is only on cases. These 2 board meetings are set to be like full board meetings where we have all the reports and all the updates and all that kind of stuff. So we can always have board meetings in between there that are very specific to cases and case review.
Okay, so we just want to approve these to get these officially on the books, and if PRN, if we need to do something, we will.
Correct.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Okay, so I still need a motion to approve.
This is Amy Brown, and I move we approve the proposed calendar as presented.
This is Maggie. I second the motion.
Motion's been made. I'll call the roll. Amy Brown, yay or nay?
Yay.
Christine Prather,
Yay.
Maggie Hilty,
Aye.
Mary Rita Hurley,
Yay.
Malia Ladd,
Yay.
Jane Jensen,
Yes.
Catherine Kolanich,
Yes.
Mary Amick,
Yay.
and Nicolette Marino. Our third item, sorry, I'm jumping back and forth between my screens here, is the approval of chair and vice chair for 2021.
So this is Sylvie again, just to clarify, this does not mean that you have to change. So you can, but you do have to elect a chair and vice chair every year. So currently Nicolette is serving as chair and Amy Brown is serving as vice chair, and you guys can talk about it, but you can also vote to keep it as is, or you can vote to change it. I do have that Nicolette's term is up at the end of this month. However, she will be reappointed in September. And then Amy is good until September 30th of 23.
Well, this is Nicolette. I'm more than happy to continue chairing, but I'm also more than willing to step down if there's somebody else.
No, we like you as the chair, Nicolette.
Again, I don't know how this necessarily works, Sylvie. Like I said, I'm more than happy to serve again. I don't know what Amy's thought is on that, so.
Absolutely feel the same. So I'm happy to serve as the vice chair, fully support Nicolette in the role that she is in currently, and am open to any changes as well. So leave it up to the group for their...
This is Maggie. I motion to keep it the same. Nicolette is chair, Amy is vice chair.
This is Mary.
Dane, I second.
That motion.
Okay, so I have a motion to keep Nicolette Marino as chair and Amy Brown as vice chair. I need to go ahead and call the roll for that. So with a yay or nay, Amy Brown?
Yay.
Christine Prather? Yay. Maggie Hilty?
Yay.
Mary Rita Hurley?
Yay.
Malia Ladd?
Yay.
Jane Jensen?
Yay.
Catherine Kolanich?
Yay.
Mary Amick?
Yay.
Okay, so motion is approved. Okay, so next on our agenda, sorry again, I'm scrolling. Okay, so Sylvie, I'll turn it over to you for the reports.
Okay, so this is Sylvie. Few little things. Well, I guess they're kind of big. COVID-19 is kind of a big thing. So, couple internal things. So the office is in a hiring freeze, which actually the state is in a hiring freeze. So, which means that we do have vacant positions, and we cannot fill them even though that they're needed, such as an inspector position, an investigator position, a couple frontline staff. Also with that is that the office is closed, and you can only come to the office by appointment only, which is a strange world for us because we're normally open to the public, and the public gets to walk in and out and renew their licenses and take their tests and do all that fun stuff whenever they want. Well, now that's not the case. We also have most staff, if they're able to, are working from home because of the COVID-19 and the hiring freeze and all kinds of other interesting things that are going on. And then we do have obviously several staff members who have been severely affected by the fires. They're hopefully the fires have now been put out and people are able to get back, but as you know, there are certain towns that are destroyed. So it's been an interesting couple of months. And so that would be why we haven't met since March, and we probably won't physically meet for quite some time because we have been told that this is going to be more of the norm. Thus the reason that we are trying to get MS Teams, which is similar to Zoom. We've been told that we will be able to, quote, start using it October 1st. However, they will not let us purchase anything in advance to get prepared for that, such as the cameras that need to go on the top of your computer in order to be able to see each other. So even if we can use it October 1st, we won't have the cameras up and operational. So hopefully by the end of the year, we will be able to do that. We still have to do the logistics of recording the meeting and getting it out onto our website. So we're hoping that MS Teams will work swell with our website, but we'll see. So those are kind of the director's report stuff. I'll move on. So COVID-19, I kind of talked about that a little bit, and kind of with the office stuff. Do you guys have, because you guys have obviously some major changes that have occurred to how homes operate and what can and can't be done, so we can hear some maybe from you guys a little bit about what's going on. But we worked with the governor's office to help create the personal services guidelines. So that's talking about your cosmetology facilities. We did have a lot of questions about, when we did that, about cosmetology facilities that are inside of nursing homes and those kinds of things. So there's lots of questions about that. There's a lot of Q&A out there on the website for all that. But we've been doing that for several months now, so the kind of questions have gone down. Now it's us doing inspections and having to educate individuals who choose to not wear a mask when they're supposed to be wearing a mask. So we've been doing a lot of that, so that's our focus. But does anybody want to give like a little update about how nursing homes are going with the whole COVID-19? Or not? Who's a nursing home administrator?
Jane and Maggie.
And here comes
Christine.
Buzz.
And Christine.
And Christine. So Maggie, tell us how things are going for you guys.
Oh, I'm so happy to do that. Well, here's the thing. It's been really hard because things are changing so frequently. I think the hardest thing has been the lack of ability to operate as normal for patients to see their families, but we've been making the most of what we can with window visits and then the implementation of outdoor visitation proposals earlier this month. I guess we're almost in October now. Was that in August? I would say that overall, I think things have gone well for what's going on in the world around us, and it makes me really proud to be in our industry. It's just a crazy time.
Very true, very true. Dane, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, pretty much the same. It's yeah, boy, it's just been a crazy ride, up and down, up and down, up and down. But I agree with Maggie. It makes me pretty proud to oversee some buildings, and we're doing pretty well. My stuff's all standalone, so we're kind of figuring it out on our own. It's like an added 4 layers of work, But again, it's like nursing home people are, I don't know, they just tend to kind of be problem solvers, and that sort of floats our boat. So it's okay, and some government stimulus money has been helpful, and we haven't had any major problems. Just like no really bad things have happened. A few cases here and there, but people have come through it just fine, and I think Oregon's doing great as well, so that's helpful for us. Yeah, we're doing okay. It's a bit exhausting, but we're all doing okay.
Good. Christine?
Not much more to add. I think it's different for us in that we're
a rural community, but thankfully we're part of a corporation. We tried the outdoor visits, but as soon as we got approved, the smoke came in. So now we can't.
Yeah, right.
It's hazardous, so we can't have people outside. I think, personally, it's been so interesting to see that truly who is left in my facility, staff-wise, are people who really love this job and really want to be in this job. And as I talk to other friends in the industry, they've all said the same. So I think that's kind of been neat to see.
Good, good. Anybody else have anything else they want to add?
This is Catherine Kolinich. I just wanted to briefly say on the medical side, obviously things have been difficult this year trying to determine very quickly what appropriate medical care is for a new disease and to provide said care partially through telemedicine. So the positive that I would like to share is how quickly people have been flexible to receiving a new type of medicine. Telemedicine itself, everybody kind of wanted to start at some point, but to have it dropped on your lap so quickly, I would say that everybody probably had to do telemedicine with you guys' team. Appreciate how quickly you guys have adapted to providing that type of care, because I think it's made things possible. And so that's greatly appreciated on the medical side too.
Good point. There's everybody is, here at the office has kind of done the same thing. Everybody is so willing to adapt. You know, usually like when you have like a major change that staff don't necessarily want, so it's a hard to get everybody to change. And this, everybody just has changed. We just all have gone with the flow, and just everything's, because it's a totally different world now. There's like, I come into the office the other day, get some paperwork, and there was like 5 people here. It's just weird.
Hey, Sylvie, this is Mary Rita. So on the assisted living side, not-for-profit, it's been very interesting for us because we're small. And we typically had 35 to 40 volunteers in our building every week, and they pretty much ran our kitchen. We've been very fortunate for 30-some years. We have had amazingly dedicated people who, besides having one FTE as a kitchen manager, these volunteers ran our kitchen and got 3 meals out a day, 365 days a year, and, literally overnight that stopped. And so just to echo what my colleagues are saying around the resiliency of staff to figure out, okay, how are we going to get this done? Plus, sending non-essential staff home. We literally have 6 of us since March 13th making that happen every day in our building, besides the nursing staff. Delivering meals, making sure the meals get out, trying to figure out activities, one-on-one, all the stuff. So it's interesting in a smaller building because there aren't as many resources, and we certainly all know each other a lot more than I think some of us care to, but and then trying to take care of one another because people still need to take time off. And how do you manage that? So it's been challenging, and then with the constant changes and the bombardment in your inbox, it's been really hard on the staff. Like, you just told us to do this the other day. I said, yep, and now I'm telling you to do this. So I think people are starting to get into a groove. There's been a lot of anxiety from staff, and every time a change is made, we're communicating like we've never done before. Some people needed a little extra help in navigating everything. So, yeah, learned a lot about one another.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything they want to add? All right, we will move on then. Let's get to the licensing and fiscal reports. So in your material should be the chart that shows licensing statistics. You've seen these before, but this is just broken out again by quarter. New AITs, which are administrators in training. Nursing home administrator licenses, residential care administrator licenses, and then renewals processed. I just got an email today that I responded to about somebody who had submitted a complaint on an individual who is a residential care administrator, and we had responded and said, this individual, is not licensed. You need to contact DHS, because a friendly reminder that licensure is not required in Oregon until January 1 of 22. So if somebody chooses to not get a residential care administrator license, then we do not have control over them for when they do something bad. So DHS has to do that. So that's that. We knew this was going to kind of happen, where there's a mix, there's this overlay between us and DHS still kind of working on the residential care administrators. So just a reminder on that one. And then next slide is the examination statistics. And that shows, so as you know, the nursing home administrators, the national exam has 2 sections to it, so that's broken out on there. Then they also have to take a state prepared exam. And then down in the bottom right hand corner is the residential care exam. Not many people have taken it, but so those would be your new people who do not qualify under the grandfather pathway. Next slide shows nursing home administrators broken out by age and gender. And then the slide after that shows residential care administrators broken out by age and gender. And again, just a reminder, people do not have to designate if they're male or female, which is why there's 3. So it'll say NS for, don't ask me what NS means, but that would imply that they did not mark male or female. None stated. Nice.
Or no sex.
Any questions on those slides? I'm just kind of going through this, assuming you've already looked at them. Next slide shows the long-term trend broken out by all the different license types. Which is pretty stable. And then the next slide shows the financials. I can talk a little bit more about this if you want me to, but you've seen them before. Our years are a little odd, weird, but it does give you the titles up on the top. The reason, so 2020 actually ended June 30th of 2020. However, the books don't close for the state until December 31st of 2020. So that's why it's showing 2020 is still active. And then we've started 2021, which started, this is why everybody gets all confused. So the 2021 fiscal year started July 1 of 2020. Gets confusing. But any questions on the financials? God, you guys are an easy group. All right, moving right along. Let's get into the regulatory report. Bob is here. And remember, we do not get into the details of the regulatory report until we get to item number 5.
Good morning, everybody. Paul Bothwell for the record. So we still have 3 bienniums showing on your board report. The 15-17 biennium, it looks like you'll be reviewing those today. Not necessarily for closure, but for review and status of where we are with them. The 17-19 biennium, we had a total of 48 complaints, and as of this morning, we went from 24 remaining open to 23. So that gives us 25 closed. And in the current biennium, we've had a total of 46 complaints, 32 remain open, and 14 closed.
Any questions that we can actually answer? Man, okay. Moving right along. We are on policy. So Ann's in the room. She's sitting across from me, and she has a microphone by her, so you'll be able to hear her, but let us know if you can't. And she's going to talk in a little bit of detail about what you guys are, or maybe refresh you on what you guys are doing, because we had started this a while ago.
Good morning, Chair and members of the board. For the record, this is Ann Thompson. I mentioned earlier this year that the 2019 House Bill 2011 required cultural competency hours of continuing education as a condition for renewal starting in July of 2021. We wanted to go ahead and get this done as early as possible because it's not fair to require somebody to have something and not tell them they have to have it. So you guys met and you decided that both for the nursing home administrators and for residential care, starting on July 1st, 2021, at least 1 hour of annual continuing education must be completed. We had a rule schedule that you voted on, and I filed the proposed rules on schedule, put them out for public comment, and as you can see in the materials, crickets. I didn't get a single phone call, not a question, nothing. And I mean, we did a really good job, I think, communicating that this was not your decision as a board. It wasn't our decision. It was a legislative decision. And I guess everybody got it because I have nothing to report on the public comment front. Do you have any questions?
So can I just make a motion to adopt the permanent rules?
Oh, wow,
You can.
You can. If you would, for my record keeping and for all of us, here at home, if you could identify yourself when you speak so that we can keep track of the votes. But if you have no questions, what we'll need is for someone to make a motion to adopt the proposed rules as permanent rules. And we'll need a second and a roll call, please.
Okay, so I vote to adopt the
And who is speaking,
rules that
please?
we have. This is Nicolette Riley, Nicolette Marino/Riley.
Nicolette, sorry, this is Sylvie. Nicolette, as the chair, you cannot make a motion.
Okay.
Hi, this is Malia. I just had a couple refresher questions for Ann.
Of course.
Did we, so what's the availability of that training, I guess? In what format, are those decisions that haven't been made yet?
That's a great question. This all started, I'm going to put us back in the Wayback Machine a little bit. I think it was 2015, a bill came through that suggested for certain boards, yours at the time was the Nursing Home Administrator Board, that boards consider adding continuing education in cultural competency, focusing on classes that were going to be approved through the Oregon Health Authority. There's a very small satellite in the Oregon Health Authority universe called the Office of Equity and Inclusion. And they were tasked with reviewing classes, courses, materials that would meet their core skill sets, what they were looking for. And they would make a list and keep that list updated. Well, when our boards first looked at those lists, they found them lacking. There wasn't much out there. There wasn't much that had been approved. And what had been approved was fairly expensive. When Tina Kotek, who was the driver of this bill, decided that not enough boards had taken advantage of this, and they decided to make it mandatory in 2019, the Office of Equity and Inclusion has really stepped up and approved a lot of classes. They've kind of come up with a matrix of core materials, core skills, and they've gotten a lot more active in maintaining those lists and making sure that the professionals who are required to go to them find materials available. The only question I have not had answered was, what are you guys considering a reasonable cost? And I was told that leadership did not consider cost to be a factor when they were approving classes. That was not a priority for them. Does that help?
That does help, thank you.
Of course. Anybody else have any questions? Come on, guys, make me earn my money. Okay.
This is Maggie. I motion to approve the proposed rules as permanent.
And that was Maggie? You broke up a little?
Correct.
Okay.
That was Maggie.
Thank you, Maggie. I need a second.
This is Amy Brown, and I move to second the motion.
Thank you.
Okay, a motion's been made. I will call roll. Amy Brown. Yay. Christine Prather. Yay. Maggie Hilty.
Yay.
Mary Rita Hurley.
Yay.
Malia Ladd.
Yay.
Dane Jensen.
Yay.
Catherine Kolanich.
Yay.
Mary Amick.
Yay.
And Nicolette, yay. Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay, so this,
Somebody.
Go ahead.
so this is Sylvie. We are on item number 4, and while you guys were doing your board meeting, somebody had logged into the other phone. So we do have somebody, I do believe, so I'm going to check on the other phone, okay?
Okay.
Is there a member of the public who is on the phone? And if so, will you take your phone off mute and introduce yourself? Anybody from the public on the phone?
Yes, I'm sorry. This is Ruth Gullius.
Ruth, what was your last name again?
Gullius. I'm with Leading Age Oregon.
Okay, Ruth, we are on item number 4 on the agenda, so that's public and interested parties feedback. Is there any, would you like to make a comment?
And I would not at this time. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. So Ruth, we are going to, just so you know, and hopefully you've been listening, so now we're going to move on to item number 5, and so if you choose to stay on the phone, that's your choice, but we'll mute the phone so that you cannot hear us, because obviously you cannot participate in the executive session, nor can you listen to it. But we will come out of executive session and unmute the phone for item number 6, which is items for board action, and then for number 7, which is other board business. So that's where we are on the agenda. So I'm going to mute you, so it's going to sound like we disappeared, but we did not. And then I'll unmute it once we get out of executive session, okay?
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, so Nicolette, I need you to read your executive session script.
The Long-Term Care Administrators Board will now meet in executive session pursuant to ORS 192.6602F and ORS 676.595 for the purpose of considering information related to investigation cases exempt from public disclosure at 9:37 a.m. on September 22nd, 2020. Representatives of the news media and designated staff shall be allowed to attend the executive session. All other members of the audience are required to leave the room. Are there any representatives of the news media in the audience?
No.
Recognizing that there is no news media in attendance, all other audience members are asked to leave the room during the executive session. We will return to open session before taking any final action or making any final decisions. We are now in executive session. Okay, the Long-Term Care Administrators Board will now exit executive session and reconvene open session at 11:19 a.m. No final decisions were made and no votes were taken in executive session. Members of the audience are welcome to return, and representatives of the media may once again report all board discussion and actions. And I will give time for people to get back on if they want, so we can resume the meeting.
And Ruth, are you still on the phone? If you are, you might want to unmute your phone. I don't hear anything. So Ruth may not be on the phone anymore. But Maria, everything all switched over, ready to go? Okay. All right. It is proposed that in case number 18-9004, case number 18-9088, case number 20-9770, and case number 17-8490 to close them unsubstantiated.
I need someone to make a motion.
Oh, this is Maggie, and I motion to
Just say so approved.
approved.
And a second?
Mary Reed, I'll second it.
Mary Rita.
Okay, a motion has been made, and I will call the roll. Amy Brown, yay or nay?
Yay.
Christine Crowther?
Yay.
Maggie Hilty?
Yay.
Mary Rita Hurley?
Yay.
Malia Ladd?
Yay.
Jane Jensen?
Yay.
Catherine Kolanich?
Yay.
Mary Amick?
Yay.
And Nicolette Marino/Riley, yay.
Okay. So it is proposed that in case number 17-8505 to close the case without action.
This is Amy, and I motion to accept.
This is Maggie, second.
A motion has been made. I will call roll. Amy Brown?
Yay.
Christine Crowther?
Yay.
Maggie Hilty?
Yay.
Mary Rita Hurley?
Yay.
Malia Ladd?
Yay.
Jane Jensen?
Yay.
Catherine Kolanich?
Yay.
Mary Amick?
Yay.
And Nicolette, yay.
Perfect. So this is Sylvie. We are now on item number 7, which is other board business. I don't have any other board business. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about or to make sure that is on the agenda for our March meeting? Besides more cases? March 9th.
Okay, hearing nothing.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to adjourn the meeting.
Hold on, Sarah.
Nicolette, can I interrupt for a second?
Absolutely, absolutely.
This is Malia, and this is my last meeting, and I just wanted to thank everybody for all their work and saying how much I've enjoyed working with you all.
Oh, yeah, she's not gonna...
Thank you.
Thank you, Malia. This is Mary.
Okay.
Okay, so Sarah,
long-term care-
hold on. Sorry.
Okay.
Sarah had a question.
So this is Sarah Hearn. So I just wanted to go back and get clarity on if you guys wanted to set a maximum case number for the next board meeting, or if you wanted to have any additional board meetings in between that are not set.
So let's have a conversation about that. So if we can trigger internal, well, let's talk a little bit about how to trigger a interim board meeting and then what to max out at. So if we have 3 big cases, as in big meaning volume of readable materials, should that trigger, or do you want to wait till we have 4 and then no more than 6? You know, where do you want us to, because I don't want to have a board meeting just for 1.
Right.
But I don't know when you want.
I would say, I'm just going to start the conversation. I would say if there's 3 or more that are like 300-page documents that we're going to be reading, that I think would trigger a meeting. And then I would say probably no more than 8 cases per call. Because again, even if we have like 3 or 4 cases and it triggers a meeting, that meeting could only be an hour long, but at least we're getting caught up on some of these. Again, I just go back to some of these cases are 2, 3 years old. Right or wrong, it's not. If I were an admin and I were being investigated for something, I would be frustrated that it was taking 2 or 3 years for someone to make a ruling on my license. So I think we need to do what we need to do as a board to get caught up on these so that it's realistic.
No problem. You're getting that
This is
nonverbal
Mary.
yes again.
Yeah, this is Mary Rita. I agree with Nicolette, and as fast you all can turn them out, from my opinion, I think I'd rather have short board meetings and multiple ones to expedite these. And anything, particularly if you're trying to prioritize anything that's 2 to 3 years old, we need to put that to rest if possible.
I agree.
We concur.
I agree.
So
Absolutely.
this is Bob. We have 123 open cases. So if we can get a half a dozen together that are not too long, we're probably going to give you a call because we'll try to do the oldest. That's our focus right now, is the oldest to the newest, unless something comes up that's extremely important or egregious, or fairly easy to close, as you saw today on some of the more recent cases. But eight's a lot, and we appreciate that. But if we get them pretty thick, then we'll probably give you a call early on, since we have 123.
Good, yeah.
Okay,
I agree.
I'm willing to meet every month, even if it was just 2 or 3 cases, to be honest with you, just so get them cleared up for you guys and get them off. If you're at that juncture, of course, and get them off your plate. I mean, 123 is a lot for what little help that you have there. So, I mean, tough and everything. So I get it. Whatever you need us to do to expedite it.
So
To it.
I took some notes, and on our end, what we will do with what we've currently done, we're going to, I'm going to talk with Doreen. She's the one who puts everything up. We're going to see what we can do about putting each one in a separate folder when we load it onto DocuWare.
GovSpace.
GovSpace, I'm sorry. A separate folder, numerical order by investigator, and we're gonna put timelines. You didn't mention that, but I'm gonna make sure we have timelines so you have a better idea without having to read the entire report as to the timeline of events. Make sense? Okay. Want more?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we don't want to
Any
get.
nonverbal nods from us?
Do what?
Any nonverbal nods from us?
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
Yes.
Right.
All right, anything else?
Nope.
Okay, Nicolette, you have a script read.
Okay, the long-term care administrators meeting is adjourned at 11:28 a.m.